We're going to P-Leaf.
What's that?
Pandanus Leaf is a Thai spot. We used to eat there a lot. It was actually the homie from Asian Boys. It was actually his parents' shop. The homie B-Down, he's locked up right now. So what's up, B-Down? Hopefully you see this in there, you know. I ain't heard from you in a minute. Call your boy. I don't come here no more because they switched. They ended up selling that shop because the homie got locked up. From what I heard, they sold the shop and they put some money up for his lawyer. He ended up getting locked up for what? Life? He's facing life right now, right? Be down?
Oh yeah, he done.
He done? They did? He lost it?
He been lost.
Oh, so he lost his case. Be down. He was a good, loyal homie too, from Asian Boys. We actually got caught doing a burglary together, me and him. Yeah, so he got caught with a hot one. From what I know, he didn't say anything. Obviously, that's why he's washed up. But yeah, so it was just one night here where we was all hanging out. We just came from the club. It wasn't even that much of us. It was probably like 5 of us. After the club. Yeah, after the club. And then the homie's girl was tripping. She walked off tripping. She ended up bumping into like probably like 15, 20 of like some rival gang members. And she's tripping on them, like she's giving them an attitude. And I had to go get her, and they see me, so we end up tripping on each other. They start walking across the street, coming at me. One of them ran up, and I had a big face Nixon watch. The face was probably like that big, and I used it as like a brass knuckle. I had it behind my back, and when one of them ran up, I just socked him with it. Bink! The Nixon watch, the bracelet broke. As soon as I hit him, it broke off. And then I started running because it was all the way down there. I started running my way back down here to gather up with the homies. And yeah, so I ended up slipping and falling on some food that somebody dropped. It might have been some throw up, I don't know what it was. But I slipped and fell, and I looked up, and they all coming at me. And there used to be a bunch of metal chairs out here. The homie, it was only about 5 of us, keep in mind, 5 or 6 of us. The homies ended up grabbing these metal chairs. Whoever came in, they was gonna get hit with the chairs. So nobody wanted to run in. They weren't trying to get hit with chairs. They got hot, and one of them started letting off, aiming for me. And it was me, and it was my girl car. He was shooting at me. I was behind my girl's car. And I ducked down like, oh shit. And my girl got up at the time. She was my ex now, but my girl got up. She's like, oh shit, looking for her sister. Where's my sister? Where's my sister? And I grabbed her like, get down, get down. And it was probably something small, because it didn't go through the door panel, either that or it just might have ricocheted. It just took the paint off and left a dent. Yeah, and after that, the police came. Everybody shook. The police came, they ended up hemming us up. Crazy thing, one of the police that came actually grew up in church with me. And he seen me, and he's like, no, he told him straight up, like, let him go, I know him. And that's not the only time he saved my ass. So it could have went further than that. I don't know, you know, God willing. So I took that as a blessing from God. And that happened a few times. That happened about 3 times where it could have went even further. And then he showed up and he's like, no, I know him, let him go. And I guess he had so much pull, he had so much respect, they just let him go. I don't know if he's still doing the police right now. I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, so that's that story.
All right, let's talk about your music video real quick. What's the name of it? And
Stay Focused. Stay Focused. So you go search that up. Stay Focused, Vee-Bo. It's based on a real story. Something that happened in the beginning of making my album. I started making my album about 2012. The story, it was a raid. It was a 47 location raid on the whole SCA. 19 suspects. I was one of them. So that story is based on that. They raided 47 locations in one single day. Long Beach police teamed up with Orange County or Westminster, wherever. It was a multi-agency operation. They planned it out. They was watching us for 4 months, I guess getting the scoop on us, information, and they all just hit us at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So that music video is based off of that, and the song is called Stay Focused because it took me a while. I could have left, I could have quit, you know, after going through everything, I could have quit. I didn't have to drop that video, but I still did. And I was just trying to inspire my fans to be persistent and at the same time share my story with the world.
See, I came up around real stealers, gorillas and cold killers, low lifes and straight smokers. Somehow I stay focused, I kept pushing, I kept locking. Found hope when times hopeless, I kept writing, I kept rolling. Still drinking, I'm still smoking, I never stopped, I kept going. My pain, you ain't knowing. In the lab, my tears flowing like, what the fuck am I doing? Where the fuck am I going? Is it money that I'm pursuing? Is it power? Is it fame? All these thoughts got me ruined. Lack of options got me choosing, no compassion. Got me ruthless, ducking, dodging all this bullshit. Brush it off and I keep it moving.
I actually wasn't even planning to shoot a video to this one, but I did this little, this little poll. Not even a poll. I just said on Instagram, I said, hey, which videos y'all want me to shoot? And I picked out 3 videos. And Stay Focused was not one of the videos that I wanted to do, but a lot of people were still requesting for it. So I remember reading a Forbes magazine. I was getting these Forbes magazine, and on the spine of the Forbes magazine, it says something like, you need to learn how to read numbers, because once you know how to read numbers, you'll know how to read meanings. You know how to understand meanings. So that stuck in my head, and I was like, all right. I still wasn't sure about doing it, but I looked on iTunes and I seen the play count, and Stay Focused had the most play count. So I ended up linking up with this videographer. That was actually his first music video. He reached out to me after he seen I Wanna Win. I Wanna Win, I shot it with the other homie, the horse, a V-Chet. Yeah, so he ended up reaching out to me and he said, hey, I think you're the hardest out of Long Beach, but you need to drop some more content with all due respect. And he's like, if you need some help with that, I'm willing to do it for free. I ain't gonna turn that down, you know what I mean? And on top of that, I needed someone to help me. I needed a visionary to help me, because I couldn't use all my brain power on every single task that I was doing, because I had to invest my own money. I had to work. I still had to take care of my family. I still had to do music. I couldn't be all everywhere focused on everything. I had to just kind of zero in on my music. I was selling clothes too, merchandise. So yeah, he ended up helping me, and the first day I met up with him, he came through. He brought like this, I talked with him on the phone. I told him to break down how I wanted it. He came, he brought this list with like these shots and like just the theme and everything, and I could just see like, all right, this is the guy right here. This is the guy I've been waiting for. And his name is Adam Monsanto, Tracking Adam on Instagram. By the time we was done with it, we had a talk on the phone. We was like, how you feel about it? And by the time it was done, we looked at it and was like, I don't know, because we've seen it so many times. It didn't hit us the same. We was watching every little clip, and we probably watched it, you know, hundreds of times. So we was like, you know what? Ain't no project is perfect. We did what we can, and let's just put it out there and see what kind of reaction we got. And it got a lot of reviews. It got a lot of shares. It's probably my best video to date, and I'm trying to do everything else like that. I ended up, people don't know, but I actually do videography professionally. I had to get all my own equipment because I was getting ignored by videographers. So I ended up going to buy all my own equipment. I had to teach myself how to shoot, teach myself how to settings, buy my own lenses, everything. And now so that I was able to articulate my vision and project what you're seeing now. And so you should expect some more dope videos.
You mentioned part of the video is based on that indictment. You were mentioned in the, I guess you were part of that.
I was a suspect.
A suspect in there. So what was the final outcome of that whole
I didn't
case?
get locked up. And they was like, and one of the police even said it to me when he was walking away. He was laughing and grinning like, you got lucky this time. They came in. I was sleeping. I was the last one. They convicted some of the homies. Yeah, they convicted some of the homies, doing a lot of time behind that. How many years? Like the most? I heard it was like
A good like 15.
15 years.
Yeah.
Did most people get out though?
Some got out already.
Some got out. I guess it just all depended on their priors and, you know, what kind of evidence they had. They came in, they took all my family jewelry. Any money that was laying around, any jewelry that was laying around, they took it. And they said we couldn't get it back. My girl at the time, she was trying to get everything back. She was constantly bugging, calling them. They wasn't giving it back. So they took any jewelry that we wasn't wearing, they took it. They took laptops. They took like some little bootleg watches, and they try to claim that we over here stealing watches, like, you know, and they try to make it seem like luxury watches. You know, it was probably like the old folks watches laying around, you know what I mean? Like little cheap watches. And I think they try to perpetuate it to make it seem worse than it is. I was the last one that they got. Actually, they had my whole family in the living room already. And my cousin, she just came down to visit. She don't know nothing about this lifestyle. She came down to visit, and she's like, I look at her, I'm coming out, like hands behind my back. I look at her like, damn, I feel bad for her. Not just her, but my whole family, kids and everything, they got to see that. So yeah, that's one of the things that stuck with me, and I ain't trying to put my family through that. You know, it's unnecessary. It doesn't have to happen. So I try to avoid that as much as I can. And try to do something else that's more productive. We heading to Tommy's, and I'm gonna just show y'all the spots where I got put on. You can make it right here, big bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take y'all to the spots where I got put on at, where I got jumped. Yeah, you can show them this alley. Show them this alley. I actually shot a scene and stay focused in this alley too. So my boy Adam, the videographer, I told him everything about my history, and he knew how to articulate it. So he was showing me walking down this alley, the same alley I got put on. This is where I got put on Exotic Family at. And then I end up, towards the end of the video, I end up walking towards the cross. So he was trying to say I'm walking down this road and I'm trying to stay focused, and I end up praying at the cross while all of this is going on. This is Polly Burgers, right next door to Polly, New York and Atlantic. It's been a lot of activity going on right here too. The homies used to be all in that restaurant. You could just walk here at any time. You'll see homies in that restaurant. You see homies right here. It's not the same as it used to be, you know, because we become a lot smarter about how we move. I done seen broad daylight shootings at this time, shootouts happening right here across the street. I done got jumped right there. I got my head bashed in with a scooter right there. My dad, one day he brought me to this liquor store. He was buying something, and I seen the homies. I came to say what's up to the homies. Next thing you know, they like, come on. I ain't know what they were saying come on for, but I know it was something urgent. I end up walking with them. We end up getting into it, and yeah, I ran up to help one of the homies, and I didn't see one person. He ended up blindsiding me with a scooter. Beep! I dropped immediately, and as I looked up, and I was like, fuck! I seen two people on me. I just covered my face immediately. I couldn't get up because they was getting on me, and like they hit me so bad, my bones was showing on my wrist. But the scars is healed up now, but my bones was showing on my wrist. I was just like this, like fuck. I couldn't get up, and the homies finally came and helped me. By that time, they all ran off. And my dad didn't even know what the fuck happened. I came back here, my dad see me bleeding and shit. He's like, what the fuck happened? And I told him, he's like, man, I just barely went in there. It all happened in like a minute.
You got put on right here, right?
Behind. Yeah, we can walk there.
All right, let's walk over there.
I remember I was walking, I was at school. My mom usually come pick me up at Cabrillo Reed. Cabrillo Reed was like a reject school it was like a continuation school for kids that did not graduate from middle school. I dropped out in like 8th grade, believe it or not. I dropped out in like 8th grade, and I would go to school like once a week, once every 2 weeks or something. Like, I don't really consider it going to school. But yeah, and I was doing that at Reed. And then one day I was walking home, or actually my mom, she was late to pick me up, so I started walking. I started walking down Santa Fe. So I walking down Santa Fe towards Willow. I think it was Willow or PCH, I don't know. Yeah, so I started walking, and then I see a bunch of dudes outside. It was West Alonso, and they was all hanging out, and I had on a gray shirt. I just remember walking past. At the time, I had long hair, and I was walking past, and they was like, TRG. They're like, oh, you TRG? I'm like, I ain't from TRG. I wasn't even banging at that time yet. They're like, I ain't from TRG. I said, where you from? And I started claiming. I said, I'm from 12th Street. So I'm from 12th Street. And then after that, they called me to the parking lot. I went to the parking lot. One of them ran up. I socked him. Bam. You know how that goes. They end up all jumping in. So I got packed out. They took my backpack, threw it on the roof, all kind of wild shit. Police came, school safety came. They picked me up, like, what happened? It's now just like, I got jumped. That's what happened. And then I told the school safety, I lied. I said, my auntie lives right here. And I had them drop me off at the homie's house. And they knew that this was a known gang spot too. But they was like, you know what, I trust you. Go ahead. So I ended up getting dropped off at my auntie house. Well, I said it's my auntie house. It was actually the homie's house. And I walked here, and I told the homies what happened. And they put me on immediately. I got put on 12th Street right here. And I got beat on worse than, that was probably the worst jumping that I had. Got jumped twice in one day, yeah. They didn't do too bad though. Like, I wasn't bad. They didn't beat me up bad. So that's why I was still able to come over here and get put on still. When I got put on right here, I got beat up bad. I was getting stomped on worse. On top of that, there was nobody to stop it. Even though you see it's wide open, nobody was stopping it. There was some lady across the street screaming like, don't do it. She don't know what's going on. She don't know, like, that's actually the homies that initiated me. So she's just screaming, don't, leave that boy alone. I think it's more about the homies trying to test how tough you are, how you can take a punch, and how you can get back up. I think that's all it is. They're trying to see where your heart at. They're trying to see if you scared or not, if you're willing to accept that. But honestly, I don't think that's enough. You know, I think that loyalty is only proven through time. You can't prove it over one incident, one day. It's only proven through time. That's just the start of it, yeah.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.